vaccinations to fight the quickly spreading Delta variant and an increase in COVID testing in schools. Hear about this? Larry Elder, who's running to replace Governor Newsom in the recall, had to cut short a visit to Venice because of an angry crowd. Elder was touring a homeless camp yesterday when a woman on a bicycle wearing a gorilla mask threw an egg at Elder, then swore at and hit a security officer. Then another man got in the security officer's face, so Elder was quickly escorted to an SUV that was waiting nearby and driven out of the area. Arlington Sheriff Ian has returned to Venice Beach. It's the first casual visit since the sheriff ordered his homeless outreach team to clean up the boardwalk. And what impressed him the most?
The smell of the salt where the beach is supposed to smell like.
Being away to say it's a far cry from his first visit to the
urine and transit. The smell of human waste. Constantly human waste.
Says it was good to see shops open and restaurants full, but he says the area has a ways to go to get back to how it used to be. He says his deputies cleared out more than 200 tents. He's Gregory Refinery.
LAPD Chief Moore says he's aware of the posturing surrounding the LA County Sheriff's actions to clean up homeless camps, but isn't that concerned about the publicity the sheriff is getting.
I'll stand by all results. And stop and get the drive and doing homeless.
Moore says he recognizes the sheriff's jurisdiction over the county and wants to work together to clean up homeless camps and find housing for those in need. The chief says he meets with the sheriff monthly to go over topics including homelessness. And a man's been arrested in connection with a standoff that lasted more than 5 hours in Bellflower. LA County Sheriff's Department deputies from the Special Enforcement Bureau were called out about 5 yesterday over reports of a person armed with a deadly weapon who was barricaded in a home. The deputies were on the scene until about 10:30 last night. That's when they arrested the guy. When we come back, we'll talk with ABC's Tom Rivers about why the World Health Organization is asking richer countries not to give their citizens a booster COVID-19 vaccine right now. So that's very straight ahead. Right now, let's say good morning to Nick Caliotini. Nick, where are you heading?
Good morning, James. You're making a look actually. Let's keep them on the westbound side of the T-10. As you look for the mountain, it's crossing like the 3 left lanes down. It's passing heights and black. T-10 westbound, getting to them, speaking on the island, so I'm making the bar back out. Then for the 10 west is an alternate, surface, freeway west. It's pretty good for you guys. You know, top-end streets wrapping up stop in the air. It's pretty wide. That will be wide open there, so you're heading westbound along Colville Boulevard, coming off the 15th. And there's a problem for you there. Then let's go to something slowing down. Time to 50 on your cell phone. 2 orders, clear by traffic. Again, time to 50 on your cell phone. 2 orders, clear by traffic. Do the same thing in Shannon, westbound side of the 91 out of Corona. Right on the 241 Full Road. 3 cars smash up. Please see the right shoulder, but go past it. Your drive overall out of Riverside from well before Magnolia. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Caliotini.
5:06 on your wake-up call, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Tom Rivers, good morning to you. So it seems a little counterintuitive if you just read the headline that the World Health Organization is asking richer countries to say no to booster shots for now, but there's a reason for their plea.
Yeah, very much so. It's kind of a theme that we've heard before in the last month from the WHO in Geneva, saying, number one, that we've had some studies that show that, yes, over time, these vaccines will wane a bit. But it's not dramatic. And in essence, the Director General says, why don't you hold off on the boosters? That large mountain of excess doses, certainly as they have here in the UK and many other wealthy countries now, get that back into the COVAX system, get it to the poorer countries, because, unless we get a whole lot more people vaccinated around the world, you're going to have more variants. So they show up in places like the UK, and they show up in places like the US.
Sorry, Tom, we lost you for just a second. So you were saying that they said unless we get these poor countries to get their people vaccinated with at least one shot, we could see other variants, correct?
Yeah, correct, exactly. So, yeah, in fact, there was a meeting of health ministers in Rome last week, G20, and again, they say, look, the goal to try to get to the point where you have 40% of the world's population at least one shot vaccination by the end of this year, and no, in no way are we going to get there, but at least that's something you can shoot for and try to achieve.
And let me guess, maybe the pushback from these richer countries would be, well, hey, look, our people have got their first dose. Now that second dose, or the I guess, the booster, so that I guess it would be the third dose for a lot of people. That was being recommended 8 months after people got their first shot, which would mean we've got to keep our people with the vaccine going first in order to keep it from more variants coming here as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, whoa, you're chasing your tail a little bit. But you're right. You got to keep your defenses up as well, but balanced with the idea that other countries are going to need it. Otherwise, you're going to get their variant. And the fact that, you don't have it nailed down. We know that the vaccines do wane a bit, but it's not like, it falling off a cliff. I think one Pfizer data report said that from June to July, among those that are 75 and older, they said the effectiveness dropped by about 90% to 80%. So that's still pretty good.
Did they talk at all about the fact that there are richer countries? I know the story has been out in the U.S. all over the place for months that said the plateau was reached when it came to people who wanted to get a COVID-19 vaccine, and that we actually had doses expiring on the shelves. Is there any way to get those doses to these poorer countries?
You would think so. You and I have talked about this in the past. In layman's terms, why don't you, think, hey, this stuff is going off in fill in the blank in a month or two, and we're not going to use it. You won't be able to use all of it. So, some mechanism whereby you can then, go and say, get it on the plane, get onto health officials and say, where do you want this stuff? Use this up or it's going to go off.
Yeah, it still seems surprising to me, and even with the Delta variant out there, there's still plenty of people who have said, no, I'm just still not interested in getting it, even with the full FDA approval. And so if those doses are just sitting on the shelf, it boggles the mind how, you're right, you and I talked about this months ago, how something hasn't been done.
Yeah, it's kind of common sense. You don't have to have rocket scientists, but it's throw it away, then give it to somebody like right now, real quick, and use it. If they just frustrate.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for the update.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, see you later. That's 83's Tom Rivers. I know that there is resistance, and I know that there are restrictions on countries and things like that, but you would think that if we're in a pandemic and there are doses on a shelf and a rich country can give them to a poorer country, that we'd find a way to make that red tape go away. I know, very Pollyanna of me. Obviously, I don't know all the ins and outs of how this works, but you just look at it on paper, it's frustrating. All right, let's get back to some of the stories coming out of the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Remember this guy, the man from Santa Barbara, who has been charged in connection with the murders of his 2 young kids in Mexico? He's now been indicted on charges in connection with the murders. Federal officials say the guy's facing 2 counts of foreign first-degree murder. The charges make him eligible for the death penalty. The man's accused of taking his 2-year-old son and 10-month-old daughter to Mexico last month to kill them. Weather experts say it could take about $95 billion with a B, dollars, to fix all the destruction caused by Hurricane Ida. AccuWeather says it's rare for hurricanes from the Gulf of Mexico to travel all the way up the East Coast and cause such significant damage. Officials say it'll take several months for all the states that have been impacted by Ida to fully recover. Now, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says the state needs more federal help to help with the damage caused by Hurricane Ida last week.
This was truly a statewide event. It demands a statewide response. We made this case directly to the president.
Murphy says there are several more counties that need to be including in this disaster declaration, but I'll spit it out. He says he's working with FEMA and city officials across the state to speed up damage assessments and figure out just how much assistance is needed. Officials from Qatar say the Taliban will let between 100 and 150 people leave Afghanistan. An envoy from Qatar says the Westerners, including Americans, will be flown out of Kabul today by Qatar Airways. It'll be the first commercial flight out of Afghanistan since the U.S. finished its airlift at the end of August. This is one we're definitely going to keep an eye on today. The FBI has released video showing a person accused of planting pipe bombs in Washington, D.C. on the night before the attack at the U.S. Capitol.
The FBI animation showing the suspect walking around the block, then circling back, and then mysteriously disappearing. only to re-emerge 8 minutes later, roughly a quarter mile away, near the RNC headquarters.
ABC's Pierre Thomas says bomb devices were found at the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters. The FBI is putting up a $100,000 reward for anyone with information leading to the arrest of the person. Well, testimony is set to resume in the case of former Silicon Valley CEO Elizabeth Holmes. ABC's Andrew Gimbert says she faces up to 20 years in prison for allegedly lying to investors about her company Theranos' blood testing device.
Prosecutors say the company was built on a lie. Holmes now faces multiple counts of fraud and conspiracy, accused of exaggerating revenue projections and peddling false claims about the technology.
At one point, Holmes was the world's youngest self-made billionaire. The lawyers are arguing that failure isn't a crime. Oh, no. Oh, no. Remember, it was toilet paper. Then we all did get a little bit worried about meat at the start of the pandemic. Oh, I hope we don't have another meat crisis again. But the president's economic advisors say they are concerned about pandemic profiteering on the part of the nation's major meat suppliers. They say the biggest meat companies may be driving price increases in a way that hurts consumers.
I see it every week in the grocery store. You look at prices and they're like almost done.
Grocery prices have gone up nearly 3% in the last year, but the price of beef and pork is up by more than 10%. The one thing I noticed is the price of bacon. Holy cow! Or pig, in this case. It is expensive. And then, if you go to the grocery store, remember it used to be if you went to a specialty butcher shop, you expected to pay more because you thought, oh, well, the quality of the meat here is going to be much better than it is in mass production at a regular grocery store, right? Now you go to the grocery store, and it's the same freaking price as the specialty butcher shop is. Might as well go to the butcher shop. Just see my guys at the corner butcher shop in Laverne. Oh, the bacon there? Stop it right now. I don't know what it is about this bacon. There's something, it's sugar or crack or something, but I can't stop eating the bacon. I'm hungry for bacon. All right, when we come back, this will undoubtedly be our yummiest interview of the morning, and I have a feeling bacon will somehow be incorporated into it. We're about to find out about a bite-sized event that will offer LA County Fair food favorites. Nick Taliotini, this feels like something you and I should have done an investigative report on.
Oh, no, I'm down for that. In fact, what do you mean I should have? We can still do that.
Okay, well, let's do that then.
I'm good, because, I mean, it's halfway between you and I, so that works beautifully.
Oh, perfect.
That's
all
the
right.
key.
Yesterday
where it's located.
we made a date with Rich DeMiro to go to Wiener Schnitzel, and today we are doing a date to a bite-sized LA County Food Fair event.
That's right, Mama. You know
our
we roll here at
relationship is
KFI.
just getting better and better and better.
See, when I join Wake Up Call, these are the amazing things I get to be a part of. So.
We're a fun crew.
That's something, yes, for sure. Checking the drive gen on the 5 as you make your way through the Newhall Pass on the northbound side. At the 14, emergency crews are working in the right lane. Looks like it's a car fire. It's really seeing, well, you are really seeing a busy drive on the 5 northbound as you approach the 14. Now, heading southbound on the 5, out of the Newhall Pass, not a problem for your drive as you continue toward the 210 and then beyond to the 405 and the 118. Not looking too crazy bad for you there. Got an update of something slowing you down? Pound 250 on your cell phone. Keyword is KFI Traffic. Again, pound 250 on your cell phone. Keyword KFI Traffic. Westbound 91. Riverside to Corona. You know the drill. It's heavier this go-round from before La Sierra out of Riverside as you make way past the 241 toll road. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Taliotini.
This report is sponsored by Mercury Insurance. Saving money is smart, but you know what's smarter? Bundling your home and auto policies with Mercury Insurance. You could save a few $100 and get amazing service, too. Get a quote today at mercuryinsurance.com. Mercury Insurance. Smart insurance for smart people.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings.
According to head coach Brandon Staley, Chargers rookie cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. has won the second corner spot and will start on Sunday against Washington. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts said that Clayton Kershaw will return to the starting rotation next week and gradually increase his inning workload. And Team USA Ryder Cup captain Steve Stricker said that Tiger Woods will not serve as a vice captain, but said that Tiger is progressing in his rehab and may play golf again. I'm Jimmy Hapron.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot and millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hey, Jerry, how are things?
Things are great, but I crushed my mortgage payment with owning without even leaving my couch. I got a no closing cost refi at a great low rate, and owning did it all in less than 3 weeks. It was easy, no muss, no fuss.
Be like Gary. Call Owning at 855-5-OWNING and crush your mortgage payment with today's 30-year fixed refi at 2.625% rated APR with no closing costs. None. Zero. Even if you've refinanced recently, call 855-5-OWNING and let us crush your monthly payment even more. That's 855-5-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Call 823-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
You can crush it too with a 30-year fixed 2.625% rate in APR with absolutely no closing costs.
Rates subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 50% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Unbelievable. Home loan rates have dropped again at IntelliLoan. Today, IntelliLoan is offering a 1.875% rate in the APR with no points and no lender fees. Did you hear that? A 1.875%. Don't think you qualify? I bet you haven't called IntelliLoan. You don't have to have perfect credit to get this great home loan. So lock in this unbelievably low 1.875% fixed rate in APR with no points and no lender fees. So call IntelliLoan before the rates go up. Call them at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
Is your commercial fire system up to code? Bay Alarm will keep you in compliance with all regulations. So you're up to code, not up all night. Go to bayalarm.com to get protected today.
ACO 28 CCL 880138. Someone uses your toilet and it overflows. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is for your guests and for you? Hello, I'm John Okoyan, owner of Rooter Hero Plumbing. You're hosting a party, the water's on the floor, and your guest has to tell you that the toilet is backed up. And worst of all, you have to tell your guests that they can't use the bathroom. I shudder when I tell this story because it happened to me. Can you imagine? I own Rooter Hero Plumbing and my toilet overflows. Talk about being humbled. Well, the truth is, it could happen to anyone. And the solution is to call 866-DRAIN-77. That's what I did, and our plumber was here within the hour. Not because I'm the owner, but that's just what we do. I'm so confident that you'll be satisfied with our services that I put my cell phone number on every business card. 866-DRAIN-77. That's 866-DRAIN-77.
102-8886.
In the warehouse, the job has to get done. But if you're working with an outdated forklift that has more downtime than up due to maintenance, it's time to make the switch to Novalift lithium-ion powered forklifts. With a Novalift forklift, you get less downtime, a longer lifespan, fast, efficient opportunity charging, and a 5-year cost of ownership that will save you almost $45,000 over internal combustion models. Novalift, revolutionizing the material handling industry one job at a time. What's in your warehouse? Contact us today for a cost analysis at novaliftna.com/save.
Asthma symptoms can attack anywhere, like on a city street. Now you can get fast relief anywhere with new improved Primatene Mist, the only FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. So whether you need relief of symptoms at the park or at your kitchen table, Primatene Mist starts working quickly, opening up your airways to restore free breathing. For temporary relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma, use Primatene Mist and breathe easy again. Available at CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. Use as directed.
There was smoke billowing up yesterday afternoon.
It's gotta be a homeless fire.
It could be a pellet smoker.
What is a pellet smoker?
Oh, come on. You don't know what a pellet smoker is? No. It's the compressed wood in the smoker. Oh, you see, somebody was smoking meat underneath the freeway. Yeah, the joke's done now, John.
John and Ken.
The joke's over.
Weekdays at 2 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. If you're driving around this morning, I certainly hope you're in the fast lane, not stuck on the 5 in Newhall Pass. That crash Nick was talking about this morning. Nothing worse than getting stuck in traffic this early in the morning. It's cruel enough that you have to be up at this hour, right? Then to get stuck in traffic on top of it, no thank you. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. Some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Cal ISO has issued another flex alert in SoCal and is again asking people to voluntarily conserve electricity. It follows yesterday's alert that was in place because of predictions of high energy demand because of above normal temperatures. Cal ISO says it expects people will be using air conditioners again today because of the heat. And the LA School District has called a special meeting to consider a COVID-19 vaccine mandate for kids 12 and older. This proposal would require all eligible students who are attending in-person classes to get the shot by the end of November. 5:35, we'll talk with ABC's crime and terrorism analyst Brad Garrett. You know, in the 20 years since 9/11, Department of Homeland Security officials have still been trying to figure out what weak links there were when it comes to intelligence that allowed the attacks to happen in the first place. How could we possibly have not known that this was going to happen? So are we any closer today to having those answers? And what are some of the biggest terrorist threats that we face 20 years after the 9/11 attacks? So lots to go in depth with Brad about in just a few minutes. But before we do that, I want to lighten things up with undoubtedly what will be the yummiest interview of the morning. We are talking about a bite-sized event that will offer LA County Fair food favorites. So let's welcome to Wake Up Call Interim Fair Flex CEO Walter Marquez. Walter, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm good, but I think I'm going to be better after you tell me about this bite-sized fair.
Oh, my goodness. We are so excited about the bite-sized fair. You know, we are having a smaller version of the LA County Fair. We're taking really three key components of our fair. We're taking the rides, we're bringing some vendors, and as you described, the yummy part, the food. And we are getting ready to go. Our event starts tomorrow, for the next 3 weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're looking forward to having you and all your listeners and everyone really in Southern California to come to our bite-sized event.
Well, I can tell you that after I dabbled at the OC Fair with some of the food, specifically my husband tried one of those flamin' hot Cheeto deep-fried turkey leg things. He loved it so much. When I was telling him about this one, he said, oh, we've got to go because there are so many things that I didn't get to try there that I want to try here. And I said, I think there are even more things at this LA bite-sized fair.
Yes, I like to describe it. We have deep-fried everything. You know, deep-fried Oreos, deep-fried Twinkies. How about this? The cheesy bacon bar. I mean, come on. It's a deep-fried cheese bacon deep-fried cheese wrapped in bacon.
Oh, stop. Okay, so I was just doing a story about bacon, and I teased that I had a feeling you would talk about bacon, and not even a minute into the interview, it is a cheese bacon bomb. You are my hero this morning.
Bacon-wrapped pickle.
Oh, yes. You're speaking my language this morning, Walter. All right, so why...
You know,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, one thing that I've been working at the fair now for 3 years, and there's one thing that keeps grabbing my attention, but I have yet to try it. And maybe this time around I'm going to try it. And it's the Krispy Kreme cheeseburger.
I did not try the Krispy Kreme cheeseburger, but 1 year, oh gosh, I want to say it was 2 years ago maybe, I tried the Krispy Kreme chicken sandwich. I'll just tell you, you can take about 2 bites of that before your stomach says thank you and no more at the same time.
Yeah, every year it calls my attention. So, well, maybe this go around I'll be in line to get one.
Oh, but I'm saying it's well worth it. Like, my husband and I shared one. Oh, you are going to love this. So I know that for a lot of people, going back to the fair and things like that, there's just something about it that, I don't know, it just brings you back into a sense of normalcy. And I think after, the year and a half that we've had, everybody just needs, even if it is that bite of fried whatever it is, there's something about going to the fair and eating those things that just brings you a sense of, almost it's a weird sense of calm, like, okay, for just half a second, everything was okay.
Yeah, Fairplex is really a place where we've made memories. We hear stories of couples that have met there, ultimately got married.
their kids, grandkids, they cram in the booth year after year to take their black and white photo of the photo booth. And it's just fun to see the years progress, right? It's 2, it's 3, it's 5, and before you know it, you can like see half a head of a grandkid as everyone's trying to jam into that booth. It really is a place where we create memories. And I think part of that calmness is that moment, right? It's like being home. It's like, as I decided, going back to Grandma's house. There's just something about being at Grandma's house that's just comforting.
Absolutely. And so funny to hear you say about the black and white booth. The one thing my husband and I have noticed over the years is we still cram into that booth, but somehow it's weird. Those little chairs keep getting smaller. It's not that our butts are getting bigger. It's just, I keep shrinking them. It's so crazy how that happens. So in this bite-sized fair, tell me more about it and how people can go, because I know after this they're going to say to themselves, this would be the perfect way to wrap up summer.
Sure. Bite-sized fair at lacountyfair.com. It's our website. You book the tickets. It's priced incredibly well. We wanted to bring the community back. We wanted to have an event. Our team was itching. We're in the business of bringing people together. Mm-hmm. So the admission is $2, with parking being $10. You can only buy it online. And so $10 for parking, $2 to get in, load up the car, come on in. And it's once again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the next 3 weekends. So we're from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m.
You guys are going to sell out undoubtedly. Do you have a limit on the number of people that you'll allow at Fairplex?
We are. We're going to be, our capacity is at 20,000. It will be a mass event given LA County guidelines of the size that we're having. But it is. We are quickly selling tickets. I will tell you this Saturday is shaping up to be quite an eventful Saturday as far as tickets that we've already sold. So you're right. Don't miss out. Don't miss the opportunity to get your tickets. Don't miss out on the Krispy Kreme cheeseburger.
I hope you don't miss out on it this year. In fact, if you do get one, I need you to tweet it out so that we can all see you finally living your dream.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Walter, thank you so much for your time this morning. You're a delight. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. We hope to see you out there and everyone else. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, that is Walter Marquez. He is the interim Fairplex CEO. So look at that. We have a bite-sized fair with cheese. Well, let's see. A deep-fried stick of cheese wrapped in bacon. Christmas came early. All right, we come back. We're going to talk with ABC's crime and terrorism analyst, Brad Garrett. Get serious and talk about in the 20 years since 9/11. You've got the Department of Homeland Security officials who've been trying to figure out what the weak links were 20 years ago. How did we miss this? What were the signs that maybe we should have seen? Were they so well hidden that we just didn't have the capability of seeing things back then? And what are some of the biggest threats that we face today? All that's coming up. But right now, let's go ahead and get back to Nick and check out a crash on the 210.
As you make way through the upland area, it's a problem for you on the westbound side, past Mountain, past Mountain. There's a couple of cars got into it, one over 23 left lane, but right down to be heading through to come away from Archibald. Plan ahead for Foothill Boulevard and Service Street. We're heading toward the 10, and that's why you're seeing early morning delays on the 15 southbound off the 210 as you make way toward the 10. 10 west is looking pretty good for you, though, right now out of Ontario, coming off the 15. No major problems for you through Upland, Montclair, and the Pomona Fairplex area. Is where things do start to get a little bit busy as you make way toward the 57. 60 westbound, seeing a few delays for you coming off the 15 as you make way toward Archibald. 91 west, Riverside to Corona, heavy delays and stretches for you from before Tyler as you make way toward the 241 Toll Road. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Natalia King.
The most important financial decision you'll make isn't picking the next top stock or a fund manager. It's choosing the right financial advisor. How do you pick the advisor that's right for you? Find out in a special encore presentation of our virtual event with Rick Edelman on Tuesday, September 14th at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. It's free. Register at EdelmanFinancialEngines.com. You'll get advice on how to select the right financial advisor, and you'll get a list of the 11 questions to ask before hiring one. Take this list with you when you interview financial advisors, and if you already have one, use the checklist to evaluate if they are right for you. You will get all the information you need, and Rick will make it fun and entertaining. It's free. So register right now for a special encore presentation of our virtual event on September 14th at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. Register at EdelmanFinancialEngines.com. That's EdelmanFinancialEngines.com.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny with highs mid-70s to low 80s at the beaches, mid-80s to upper 90s for Metro LA, mid-80s to upper 80s that is, going steady for Metro LA and OC, mid to upper 90s inland. We do have a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms inland today, and that heat advisory stays in effect for much of SoCal through tomorrow night at 9. We read local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones Lee.
Hey, Conley here. Know why I got a whole house water filtration system from Purity Water? Because I don't want to wonder if my family's tap water is safe. No more wasting money on bottled water, no plastic bottles to recycle, and no more visits to the chiropractor's office because you're lifting 5-gallon bottles of water or 40 pounds of salt. No calcium buildup on faucets or shower heads. And that alone is worth it. Puritan extends the life of your water heater. What's wrong with this clean water? Puritan Water offers free lifetime service. No one else can make that claim. The system takes up a little tiny amount of space. So let's get Puritan, California's preferred whole house water filtration system. And for a limited time, when you buy a whole house system, you get the 6-stage alkaline drain system for free. 844-80-WATER. 844-80-WATER. That's P-U-R, again, water.com. Spelled wrong.
Oh, Jesus, that is powerful.
Hey, you bouncing your hiring process? Streamline your route to hired with Indeed. Your hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates, all in the same place. Find your next great hire and visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, it's Dean Clark. You know, with energy costs rising and temps getting warmer and electric vehicles here to stay, I can't believe how many homes still don't have solar. Now, granted, there's a lot of misinformation out there, so my solar company, Sunluck, asked me to clear some of